was no mystery. I had cut my own throat. I stretched my legs out on my cement bed. My mind was blank, a mental rest from the storm I had just emerged from. Lying on my back, I studied the concrete ceiling while waiting for a thought to move to the forefront of my mind. What the fuck am I doing? I remained motionless for some time, then turned my head toward the cinder block wall next to me. All places like this are constructed with these types of blocks and painted with a lifeless, sterile shade of white. I placed my hand on it. I put this wall here. After fixating on my hand for a while, the next thought rushed forward. It was the most compelling. I need to write this down. By the way, my name is Brett. I'm a drug addict. That sounds bad, and ultimately it is bad. If the very first time I used drugs, my entire life disintegrated, all the people I loved disappeared, all my possessions were discarded, and I stared death in the face, I would have nothing to write about. My drug use would have stopped there. Although drug addiction is bad, drugs are great. I love getting high. Drugs are the only thing in life I always want. I can't even say that about sex. I've never laid my head on a pillow at night and thought, damn, I forgot to get high today. I may have forgotten to pay a bill or show up for some important appointment. I have never forgotten to get high. Drugs are my best friend. I can always count on them to make me feel better. Drugs cure what's ailing me and ease my discomfort and anxiety. I choose drugs over human companionship every time. I love the process of acquiring drugs, the shady characters, the dangerous situations, the clandestine meetings in sleazy motel rooms, parking lots, or public bathrooms. I love the thrill of breaking the law and thumbing my nose at the police. I love the process of doing drugs, the equipment which must be procured, the meticulous ritual of preparing them, the methodical steps taken to create the perfect buzz, and the search for a private but perilous location to do it. I love the sneakiness required to pull off an awesome high without my exploits being discovered. I love fooling people, making them believe I'm something I'm not. The more audacious the deception, the more I get a thrill from it. I love the tension which comes from being intoxicated in situations which require sober thoughts and actions. I love toying with the risk of bringing the wrath of my loved ones down on me. I love having something that's mine, something I don't have to share, something about myself only I know. Drugs are like an illegal exotic pet. I must nurture it, but at the same time, keep it hidden. Drugs are my only true motivation. They're my reward when life goes my way and my consolation prize when I experience failure. Drugs are the one thing I always look forward to when all other endeavors in life which once brought me joy align themselves in the mundane column. Above all, I love the anticipation of getting high after an arbitrary period of abstinence, the race to the purchase location, the slowing of time, and the unrelenting knot in my stomach as I yearn for that first hit. Sometimes, this stress is better than the high itself. Drug use is two-tiered. Tier 1 is the first time you do a drug. This time is always the best. Tier 2 is the rest of your life spent pursuing that first experience, hoping in vain you might relive that thrill again. If only some way existed to capture that feeling, to contain it in some manner, so you could savor it whenever the urge arose. But that's not possible. When the excitement fades, all that's left is routine. A sentiment I frequently hear is, "My worst day sober is better than my best day high." That statement, at least in my experience, is complete bullshit. Some of the most exciting, memorable, and socially fulfilling moments of my life occurred while I was high. Of course, now that I think about it, most of my life occurred while I was high. Although the grand, sober moments are purer and have more